Okay, I had to stop this because my daughter came into the room and wanted to ask me some questions. But this is a testimony from 2019. This is actually me testifying today, but I've been testifying to this since 2019 on Twitter under Faith, Love, Hope 40. St. God's Favorite. I don't know what they've done to that site. I don't know what they've done to that site. I can't access it anymore. But anyways, and so here's what happened in 2019 when I came home from the hospital. Let's see if we can. On Twitter in 2019, because I was testifying throughout all of Project Bluebeam. Even when I was deceived into thinking, maybe I am. And then, it's a big long story. Grabbed their government patented technology, was out of there. But I got a shot at about 1 month and no sleep. I wouldn't say it was in that shot, but they said we had to go prepare it, which you can just get off the drugstore, right? So I knew they were doing something to it. And so anyways, I got out of the hospital for just a momentary amount of time. And that's when all hell broke loose, and it's all testified. So it's like retestifying. This has been a testimony since 2019. And so what happened was my mom threatened to take me back to the hospital because I had no sleep. She's like, why aren't they putting you to sleep? Well, sleep deprivation is part of mind control, right? It puts cracks in the brain so you can do dream downloads. So I said, I'll go back to my apartment. And she said, you promise you'll take this medication, which was an antipsychotic. See, they're not prescribing sleeping pills, just pure sleeping pills, right? Well, they want you to take an antipsychotic that makes you drowsy, but then you hallucinate. But anyways, and so I said, I promise I'll take this medication. She made me take it in front of her. It was 200 milligrams of this. I passed out for 10 minutes. And so what happened was I was transported. Like, I have never had, the first time I've had a dream like this. And what happened was the internet started coming before my eyes. And there were circles all around the fact that we were being cursed on the internet. Curse words, curse. I could see that we were being cursed. I thought, oh my God, I'm going into the beast, right? And then I ended up at I was dressed, it was ancient and modern. I was dressed in an old gown, like from ancient days. The gate was not like a normal gate that you'd find in this day to keep people out. It was rackety and wooden, and they had guards. And in the middle was an obelisk, which represents Nimrod, and had wicked symbols around it. And I could feel the energy of the symbols. And they knew who I was, and I wondered if my daughter was behind there. And they were told to keep me. There was another gate. They told me to take me behind the other gate, but not to harm me. So there was a steel ladder. I climbed up a steel ladder, and to get some pictures because I had a cell phone. So it was modern and ancient. So I could still. They knew I was trying to take pictures of this place. So this is testified to earlier on. I might have even told this testimony and then uploaded it to another site. I'm uploading everything to another site because you guys have this site. No one can see it apparently. So anyways, I'm afraid of heights, terribly afraid of heights. And I couldn't peel my hands off this. I couldn't walk. I couldn't get back down. I could climb up, but I couldn't get back down. An angel or someone peeled my hands off, and they said there was a cement hole below me. And then they said that there's kids down there you need to save. And then I was flown down there, and it was just darkness, and then all of a sudden I woke up. And what happened, and then all of a sudden I could hear what was going on above my head. And, which I think is coming again because they're all driving new cars, so they've been paid to do something. Yeah. I'm not putting up with this. Come get me. Whatever. Yeah, they were all back in their old cars. I'm like, oh, they're not involved anymore. They repented, but they showed up in their brand new cars today, so I don't know. But so what had happened for a whole year was it was called the Nothing to Steer show. God said they set up a deep fake of nothing going on up there. I had all the recordings of it. They were wrestling people to the ground. They were opening up the floorboards. It sounded like kids were crying. So I was going up there trying to take it, and then they'd be quiet. And they took a whole bunch of kids out the side door. I chased down a busload at 3 a.m. All the windows were blacked out, and trying to get it recorded on an old phone that in the hospital, they immersed it in water. It was called my miracle phone because it had no SIM card. They took the SIM card, but I could still call out on it. I had so much evidence on that. So anyways, this went on for I don't know how long, and running baths all night. I never communicated on Messenger in 2020, you guys. I could never download Messenger onto my phone. They were being hacked and drained on every single phone for the last, years and years. Yeah, it was just so, yeah. And conversations I had on Twitter are showing up on, a girl named Rosie used to message me all the time. Rose, right? She asked to go on my Facebook, and then, but I never spoke to her on that. I spoke to her on Twitter. And she was pumping me for information all the time, calling me from Maryland. Then I realized, I'm like, is there some competition going on even in the target community? Yeah, they had people coming in as fake targets just to, yeah, it's a long story. Yeah, she shows up on this Messenger because I went to go check my Messenger, right? I can't get into it now. I'm like, yeah, what's all this stuff in 2020? I was on no Messenger in 2020. I didn't even download it. I haven't downloaded it for years and years and years and years. I'll show you the document. I was a part of a class action lawsuit in America. I live in Canada. But anyways, so I woke up and I could hear all this stuff. And then that's when the energy weapon started. I never experienced anything like I was being burnt. They were saying, put tinfoil on your head. So I put tinfoil on my head. And they V2K me, voice the skull, and say, hey, baked potato, and all this stuff. So I found that cotton or linen helped because my ears were scabbing over for the sound frequencies. It was so bizarre. They told me it was an African crime family that was after me. And I said, don't start a race war in my place. Don't even start it. You guys are already trying to start immigration, holy war above my head, right? Prophetic America, right? And so this went on for a very, 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 very long time. And then it just stopped. Yeah. And the people up there, they were just scapegoats. They were just paying immigrants from Albania who their place burned down and they have no place to go. So they pay these people to do witchcraft spells and all this kind of stuff. Let's get more into the story when you sent me kids in gimp suits, saying that was my kids. And that you were going to, which it wasn't, because I asked my son, what goes on behind my back? It was probably a dream simulation they downloaded into one of my kids' brains and put out there. It might not have even been my kids, but they were like, is there a senator in here? It's all political, right? So, yeah, that was the blackest of carbon, because we were also in the redemption of vanity experiment where they took people with really pure hearts and diamonds, and they try to cover us in a collective with the blackest of carbon. They came to find the blackest of carbon to date. So I went in voluntarily to take the death drug, knowing it was absolutely horrible, to save my kids. And my mom was in an operation. And they said, we're going to kill your mom in an operation. I left voluntarily because God said, you fell for the savior games. You're not supposed to play it. You need to live for your kids. Because that's how they off you, right? You got to understand Bohemian Grove. It's a cremation of care. Get rid of the mother, turn the son into a beast, sell the daughter off. That's what they do. All the Disney movies, mother's dead, right? Daughter's sold to a prince, right? Really. Anyways, and then there's a wicked stepmother that is after. So, yeah, my daughter hated Disney movies. She's never been into them. I remember in like 2009 when I was having all these visions, I had Disney posters on her wall. I ripped them all down. After being awake for 3 weeks, but having visions of what was coming to America. I also saw that they were going to use the trafficking industry to trap men into and addict them to porn, which I warned in 2009 on Twitter and everywhere. I said, this is what they're planning on doing. You better stay away from that stuff. And then they were going to lock them up. Well, Agenda 2025 has put the make porn illegal instead of shutting down the military industrial complexes that hold all the trafficked children and women and men all over the world. It's a global trafficking unit. But anyway, so that's what I saw. That's what happened, and I'm no longer, I care less what they do to me. It seems these people are protected till you say anything about them, and oh no. But they were scapegoated, and they had nothing to do with it. That's why I've always been really good to the people up there. I like that woman. She's got 2 kids. They're good people. But they have no choice who buys this place, right? And then they were hammering, and so who knows? Now they're in their white cars, right? Back to, oh, you got brand new cars now. Okay, all right. Anyways, I've testified to this along. This actually might be on my other site, but we're retestifying to this. Except I'm telling you more details of what happened. Okay, so here is what I just posted. To be continued. Yeah. Oh, it's kind of all over the page. I testified to 2019. 2020 was when they tricked me into getting into taking the death drug. And then when I threatened federal court trying to get off of it because I was asphyxiating in my sleep, I was choking on my spit. And they were testing on me, putting eye drops under my tongue so they could administer this drug without family members knowing that, it basically lobotomized you. It is for the worst case schizophrenic, the worst case scenario for schizophrenics. I volunteered to take it to save my kids and my mom. True story. Anyways, there's some more evidence. I got so much evidence.